What do we have over? What's that? Sky apple. Alright. Just gotta remember if I was going left or right now. I think this is the right direction, right? Yeah. I seriously paused for just a moment. And, oh no, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? No! Yeah. I only paused for like 30 seconds and immediately I'm like, oh, I just did a fight. Which way did I come from? It's all snow. It's all snow and hills. What do I do? Or did I come from this way? No, there's enemies there. But there's also a path up here. I wish the dungeons looked different. Especially from each other, at least. I wish at the very least they could make them not look like the same dungeon every time. It's a very low budget game. Which is weird, actually. On one level, you kind of expect it to be a low-budget game because maybe they're experimenting with bringing back an old type of game that they don't make as much anymore. But, oh, that one was dead too. Somehow convinced myself I missed one of them. That was a very effective ice. Ooh, momentum effect too. So the thing is, like, they're not experimenting anymore because those DS games already came out and supposedly do really well for themselves. Bravely Default and Bravely Second, I think, already happened and did well too. I want to say. Not that I haven't looked that closely. I want to say this might even be the same company, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. Like sub-studio of Square Enix. Obviously, it's all Square Enix. I know that much. So it's weird how this still feels like a weirdly low-budget experimentation as opposed to like a confident, we'll invest in this and it'll do well, because we've seen it does well. Because, yeah, the part where they use a story from previous games and character archetypes from previous games, and then also, just to top it off, use the same environments for most of the game, it kind of makes the whole thing feel kind of like mass-produced at times. And the game's a bit more charming than that, like it kind of deserves better. But, yeah, it feels like they tried to invest as little as possible into the actual costs of asset generation. So you fight a small handful of monsters, and then they recolor those monsters, and you fight through one dungeon over and over again that almost always looks exactly the same. But this one has a river in it, and stuff like that. It was a nice bit of variety to have a brief moment where we got to go to that weird cave where what the hardest boss so far was hanging out in. I totally missed my momentum chance, whoops. Because yeah, by contrast, it's kind of a bummer how much the rest of the stuff all feels the same, when it's like, you get that tiny taste of variety, and then you're like, oh, right. That's not coming back. Hey guys, this should take you out. I guess when I see the shell guys, I really should be switching Kier back into the party. Look at all those items! For my variety of kill methods. But really just it's more of a basic logistic thing too, is that the variety of enemies we see here... Maybe I should just have Kier and Julian in the party at the same time. There we go. The Antipode Blast, we can see what that looks like. Part of it's just a basic, like, logistical thing, like, not even talking about assets or budget, but just like the concept that when I'm walking around the dungeon, it all looks the same. It becomes kind of a headache when you're trying to navigate it sometimes, and that's slightly a bummer because there's not landmarks. Your best landmark is the one that just came into frame just now, which is like, oh, a save point. There must be a boss fight nearby. I can't wait. What does that do? Fire and water. A blast that causes magical damage to all enemies near the target. Let's find out. One of these attack types is gonna do more damage than the other. I think they're all dead, probably. Yeah. Bye. There we go. I'll definitely save because we're here, but I'm not quite done yet. But it's a good idea just to save so that I can be sure we don't get... There we go. Just that if some sort of horrible accident happens involving elites or something, I don't have to worry about coming back here the long way, because our last save would have been quite a while ago, actually. I don't think I even saved in the last episode when I was in the overworld. Where did I not go? I didn't go somewhere, right? Am I crazy? I don't... Huh. I don't know. I had kind of a mental note in my head of like thinking that there was one more branch to think of for later, but now I can't think of where it would have been or how far back it was. Because the whole place looks the same. Oh no. Oh no. Oh well. I'll survive. Tent time. Crap. I just realized that I probably still have another food, so I should have used the tent afterwards. Alright. Well, does that increase our health? Yes, it does. Tent time. There goes $200. Gotta remember to not waste tents right before I'm about to eat. There we go. So we should roll prime for the boss fight that might happen. Or not. Oh, it's not a cutscene. I'm in side-scrolling mode for a moment. Interesting. Oh, we're looking over this. Yay! It's the cliff, the horizon. We can see our destination. I like how in a funny way, the world kind of acknowledges the fact that we weren't walking as a full group, because you can see a path in the snow leading. Well, now it's going away as I'm saying this, so I can't look at it anymore. But you can see the path in the snow going to the 3 characters that were physically present before the cutscene, and all the other ones warped in without that. So just kind of a funny sight. You probably should have the... I know the engine probably only renders bubbles this way, but you probably should have the bubbles coming out from under us instead of above us if you want us to look at this breathtaking view that this entire camera angle's built up for. Instead, the screen is just covered in bubble of Kier talking instead of our Disney princess castle in the background, whereas the whole bottom of the snow's covered in boring snow. Did I say the bottom half of the snow? The bottom of the screen's covered in snow. You said that what we can see up ahead is the last lands, right, at Terna? So how are we gonna get there? Oh. What? This can't be possible. Why? Why has this happened? What we're seeing in front of us, is this some sort of illusion or what? What's going on? The land's gone. Now it's no longer the last lands. Now where we're standing is the last lands, because the last lands are gone, and these are the new last lands. Ooh. I wonder if, is the castle floating, and that's the new change? Or was there like a giant lake here that somehow got thawed and removed by something? Huh. It's gone. The land has vanished. What's going on? You've seen the last lands before, right, Eterna? What's going on? Why can't we get there anymore? Wait. There must be a way. There must be a way to get across the last lands. I know there must. Please, you have to trust me. But what the hell are you planning on doing exactly? Why now? Oh, we're learning something about Eterna now, aren't we? Eterna, there is something wrong with you, isn't there? Please, don't give up hope. Oh, she's gone. Okay. Well, I think we just learned something about why she might have seen that one monster before. Is Eterna from that other lady's pilgrimage? I wonder what's going on there. So that's why she has time powers. She actually is displaced in time, as far as I can tell. Which makes me wonder what the hell her history is with Setsuna. What? This can't be happening, can it? Now Eterna's vanished as well. What the hell's going on here? Wait, you're going back into crazy mode again? Julian? Protect Setsuna. Ow, my guts are stabbed now. Julian, you aren't cured at all, are you? She isn't? You don't think she's planning on attacking us, do you? Julian. Good. Do not interfere. Kill the sacrifice. Setsuna, stay back. Julian. Guar. Oh. What's going on? She just attacked herself? We can travel together no further. Please forgive me, Setsuna. Why? Why are you saying this? I can no longer remain myself. I guess this is our low point right before the climax of the game. It's a lot of stories like to use this plot point in specific. Stay back. So all at once we find out that the path to the last lands is gone and we're totally screwed there, right after we defeat a super monster, but also our party gets shattered. Please, I do not wish to harm you. Please understand. So what are we supposed to do now? Both Eterna and Julian are gone, and the Vanished Land is blocking our way. Apparently we're calling it that now. It's capitalized, so it's got an official name now. What are we gonna do? We can't change what's happened. All we can do now is try and think of what to do next. Right, Ender? Whoa. Was it... Maybe I just didn't notice the name of a town. Was there really a town called Gatherington? They called it that? Whoa. I mean, Japanese company, maybe they don't realize how silly that sounds. It's fine. Let's try to find a way across. We have a mission to do. Yeah, right. I've got no idea if that's even possible, but all we can do is try. Setsuna's gotta feel pretty displaced right now. She's surrounded by somebody who tried to kill her, somebody who failed their pilgrimage, and some kid that's kind of just along for the ride. And the only actual part of our original guard isn't even here. By the way, how screwed were Eterna and Setsuna gonna be if they actually went on this pilgrimages according to plan? Like, there was just the two of them. That was a terrible idea. Setsuna, shall we go? I don't know if that Setsuna stand-up is demanding and pushy and rude, or if it's encouraging. Because there's no tone of voice, it's just exclamation points. And I don't know which one it is. Because I want to be like snap her out of it or keep going. They both sound like they could be good or bad. Like, let her sit there, as in like leave her alone, or let her sit there as in like, fine, let her sit there, she's useless anyway. I don't know the tone of voice of either of these things. So we'll do stand up. Enter. You're right, I'm sorry. I can't stay sitting here. I need to think about what there is that I can do. Eterna and Julian left your party. So, now every time we have a party, we get to just play odd man out, where there's just one sad character that isn't a part of the party. We're back to that. Ooh! Fire Cleave! Do you have one too? No, you do not. That's disappointing. But Fire Cleave, that sounds neat. Alright. Still playing as a little kid. I might as well swap that out. It feels weird that if Ender's in the party to not have him be the leader of the party. Boom! There we go. Well, we're screwed. Is it in 3D? Oh, look at that nice little touch. Yeah, the castle in the background floating there is actually a 3D. It's not a 3D model, it's clearly hand-drawn, but I mean, like, it stands out from the background. If you move back and forth, it moves at a different pace to give it depth. Probably more depth than you'd actually get. The funny thing is that they go to the effort to make it move in that kind of, I think it's called parallax scrolling? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. But that scrolling is meant to imply more of a realism and depth, which is a nice touch usually. But the funny thing is that in this case, it actually is technically less realistic because of how far away that castle is. That you wouldn't actually see it move separately from the background. It would look fused to all the it would just look fused in place, just like all the other mountains in the distance, because of how little I'm only moving back and forth like 20 feet, so you wouldn't really see a difference. But it's a nice little touch, and it's just artistic, and I mean, nothing is realistic about any of the art style we're looking at right now, so it's not like that's a point against it. It's just funny that it's a concept that's designed to add realism, and it essentially takes it away. Well, screw me, right? Used an extra tent and and that power-up item to get through, and now we're in this state. Do I have to fight everyone again on the way back? Or do I just want to head back? Just hold... Oh, hi. Let's try using fire. Fire cleave is pointless when they're covered, when most of the enemies are fire-based. Although that one character is immune to ice, so if I fire cleave them, it's probably good. I also just kind of want to see it. Alright, well that was underwhelming. It was just an explosion. That's fine. Well, this will be the experience. This will be the fight where we get bonus experience, I guess. That happens. So let's lightning this guy. Bet you guys haven't been hit by lightning before. Ah, pain. It's too bad that the explosions don't hurt the Armonites. That'd be kind of useful. You almost... There we go. Debuff kill. That'd be a hell of a boon to have the damage boost from those guys, like from them dying, actually inflict upon your opponents too. Crowned Peach. I'm honestly not 100% sure where I'm going to try to go next. I assume we're trying to go back to the previous town? Ah! This is the side branch I missed, and it's got a staff. Just gonna pop that on real quick. It's gotta be for Nida, right? Yeah. World Tree Staff. Nice spike of physical damage, but a whole lot more magical attack, up to 112. A staff made from the branch of the World Tree. It channels the magical energy that exists in nature, granting high magical attack and defense power. It also is literally a branch, so there's that. Alright, we're back in Gatherington. The hilariously named Gatherington. You wanna know how to cross the Vanished Land? What are you asking me for? I'm a lumberjack. Good luck to you, though. Also, no one here should know about the Vanished Land because they couldn't get past the barrier, right? Would anyone know that? Eterna was just as surprised as the rest of us to see the land had vanished, wasn't she? Maybe we won't be able to get to the last lands after all. Don't be stupid, of course we will. This ain't the time to be whining. Hey, come on. You ain't gonna give up that easily, are ya? What about you, Ender? Of course not. When have I ever given up? I bet you're thinking up a plan already, ain't ya? Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of rope and dreams. I know that deep down the others ain't giving up yet either. Right now, we need to focus on continuing our journey. You know that, don't you? You're right. I joined all of you on this journey because I wanted to change things. I can't give up, no matter what. I must change things too, for the sake of all future life. Ender, Nider, Kier, please help me. Together, we must find a way. We must find a way to cross the Vanished Land and reach the last lands. It's our low point! It always happens approximately 2/3 or 75% of the way into most stories, really? This is where a sad music plays, and oftentimes the protagonist character's in a bar staring in a mirror and drinking their sorrows away because everyone's... It's such a universal plot device. Not only is it in RPGs a lot, and not only is it in most stories a lot, it's even in rom-coms a lot, where it's like... it's that really obnoxious part of every romantic comedy where like people get sad for a moment and there's a misunderstanding and everyone's sad and separated and looking out windows listfully because they're all alone in their own rooms separately from each other, but then they just magically get back together and we just ignore the whole sad part afterwards because rom-coms are usually written like shit. What's the matter? Has something happened? Why did you not go to the last lands? You weren't alarmed last time I came back. Siyagi, well... I see. I never dreamed anything like that would have happened. Our companions are gone too. That is a great shame. But you have not lost all your companions. There's no reason to lose hope. Thank you, Siyagi. Guess we'll have to try and find someone who's crossed the Vanished Land before. Not that we know if any human ever has. I mean, it was covered by a barrier, and we were surprised by it, and we're literally the people who have the most reason to want to know about this kind of thing in advance. Hey, you don't know any spells that let you fly, do you? I call myself a healer because I am adept in curative magic. I know little at all of any other type of magic. I have neither seen nor heard of magic that allows one to fly. Oh, right. I thought it might be possible using a spell or Sprite Knight or something. Sprite Knight. That reminds me. Did you come across someone on the mountain? Who? A man arrived here in town just after you left. He too was asking about the mountain, so I thought perhaps he had also headed there. The Reaper? Did you not come across him? Did he have a big scythe? Huh? No. I do not believe he was carrying any weapon. If that was who you were talking about, then we did see him. Huh? Nothing. Don't worry about it. So, who was this guy? He said he was searching for a new type of Sprite Knight. He was a restless man, constantly tutting. Oh. No. So it's the airship captain. Well, I guess this is how we get across the gap then. We just use that airship from earlier. Well, immediately we've got this plot point resolved. We just need to get the thing he needs to power his ship and we're good to go. He was back on his way again before too long. If I thought this guy might be our ticket out of here, I'd go track him down right now. You say that as if you don't think that he's our ticket out of here, but of course he's our ticket out of here. He captains an airship. It's an airship. Damn it. Looks like we've hit a brick wall. No, we haven't. It's the airship captain. He's right around here getting a Sprite Knight clearly to repair his airship so we can continue to the last lands. Niter, come on. We ain't even got a single clue to go on. Really? You know the man Siagi was talking about? That seems like a clue to go on. What about him? She said he was restless and kept tutting. You don't think he could be... Dun dun dun, the captain. Ender. I'm telling the captain about this. What do you think she's gonna say when she hears you refer to her as a he? Oh. Well, wait, no. What? No. No! You call people who command ships captains. I thought they were both synonyms. I wasn't talking about the captain from your village. Of course I'm not talking... You fucking... I don't know who this captain is, but I was thinking of someone else. The stubborn old man we met in Flonia, remember? He was always tutting, tut-tut. Akash, wasn't it? Yeah, that was it, Akash. Is that who you were thinking of too, Setsuna? If it was Akash, perhaps we should try talking to him. What for? 'Cause he flies an airship. Okay. He did serve under the Lord of the Citadel, so I thought he might know something that could help us. Oh, right. So he might know a way to cross the Vanished Land, such as an airship. The airship he flies. The airship. Remember the airship? Let's find Akash. Yeah, good idea. According to Siagi, he was looking for a new type of Sprite Knight. Maybe he's found some kind of special Sprite Knight that'll help us cross the Vanished Land. Or that'll power his airship. But he's not in town anymore, right? No, but Siagi can't have been the only one who saw him. Yeah, right, come on. Let's try asking some of the other townspeople. Maybe we can at least find out which way he headed. Probably up into that cave from earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to revisit the same location multiple times just to spread the game out a bit longer at this point. I'm starving. Mom says there isn't much left, though. A sky apple, a crown peach, some blue sugarcane, and some blue peppermint. If only I had those, I bet I could get Mom to bake another one. You don't have them, do you? If you do, give them to me, please. Sure. Alright, thanks. Wait here, I'll be right back. Wait here in the snow. I'm not going to invite you into my nice warm home or anything. This is the last slice, but Mom's going to make another one, so I'll give it to you. Sky apple pie. There's nothing like Mom's sky apple pie. She says it's hard to find the ingredients, though, so she usually makes it when I'm sick. Oh yeah, I got her to write down the recipe for you, too. Here you go. Tasty pie recipe. There we go. That's handy. What's the Sky Apple Pie do? Boosts the amount of experience earned and number of drops, and grants guaranteed evasion. For how long, though? The whole fight, or until you dodge one attack? Because guaranteed evasion, I believe, means that you just don't get hit by the next attack. I don't know if it's the next attack specifically, or just for as long as it's active, so that makes me wonder how long that pie is active for. Cash? What's a cash? Huh? He's looking for Sprit what? I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of my house. What are you doing in here? I only heard this from someone else, but apparently a figure was seen wandering around Magna Valley. What on earth would somebody ever be doing in a dangerous place like that? Where's Magna Valley? Wait, have I heard of Magna Valley? I don't know if I know where that is. What's that? You went right up to the edge of the last lands. Wow, you guys are pretty amazing. No one ever goes there except the sacrifices. Well, we are the sacrifices, but also nobody goes there because there's a giant, horrible purple barrier that's blocked that area for who knows how long. You're the ones who defeated the monster of Raging Heights, aren't you? Wow, I guess the masked people really do live up to the rumors, and then some. Akash? Nope, no idea. If he visited our town, I'm sure he's a great guy, though. Akash? I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. No? Perhaps I am merely imagining it after all. I mean, you're older, you might know that you might have at some point heard of the king's shipwright at some point. Is it true you defeated the monster at Raging Heights? Amazing! I mean, I know you were a sacrifice's guard and all that, but still, I am very impressed. Here's a cookie. Old bronze coin. I don't know what to believe anymore, even my own memories. So I just stay here, sitting on my barrel, making sure I don't get in anyone's way. I mean, our memories are fixed. Also, if you want to just laze around all day, go inside. There's no reason to be outside all the time. It's horrible for you. You're the weapon vendor. I should visit the... There you are. Gonna sell off all those white items again. We're gonna be rich. Rich, I tells ya. Rich. So much money. Oh, wow. Wow, they just keep going, huh? Okay, and then we mix in with all the greens again, which I could probably sell also, because you only need, like, a few of them to be the basic resource for each upgrade. To get each recipe, and then you just buy them from that point on, and I don't think you even need the recipes anymore, but, I'm fine with it. Can I sell these? I mean, they're not worth that much, so it doesn't seem to be worth it, but I'm interested in the... I don't know, it's interesting that you can. And if there's any particular item I never use, I could sell those off, but they seem to be largely pretty useful. They either give you hit points or MP, or they... keep bringing you back from the life, escape fights, or restore status effects. It's actually a pretty nice and concise number of items. I don't understand why tents and cabins seem to be the exact same item. Oh, tents don't fully recover. Cabins fully recover. Although so far tents have fully recovered just de facto, so the difference has not mattered yet. Okay, that's a difference there. But yeah, some items have absurd amounts of... Some games have absurd amounts of items. Like, I've been playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I've been playing Stranger at Sword City, and when I open my inventory, it's kind of horrifying to scroll through the items and be like, oh, what's the one that does the thing I want? And it's like, why is there 4 items that do the same thing, as far as I can tell? I guess there's lore reasons, but oh my god, this is cluttered. So it's kind of nice how simple this list is. It increases the chance of all of them getting used, because I don't learn to fear my own inventory. What's that? We already have that one. Let's see. I don't have overload yet? Guess not, huh? Okay. It's usable by all. During combat, there's a low chance that the bearer will trigger it, stopping counters from being reset. Huh. Sounds very situational if it's relying on the idea of me needing counters, which I don't know if I'm even actively using yet, but I'll grab it just to have it for now. Bifrost. Activates Bifrost in battle. During combat, there is a low chance the barrier will trigger it, causing all attacks to inflict damage on all enemies. Oh, of all elements. Never. Whoops. So you'll get an attack that just does every element at once. That sounds pretty cool, honestly. Low chance is a bummer, but still. Unlimited. Activates unlimited in battle. During combat, there's a low chance that the barrier will trigger it, boosting the rate at which ATB and SP gauges fill up. I mean, I'll buy it because I'm trying to buy everything, but a lot of people already have ones that just always make ATB fill up faster, or always make SP fill faster. Seems like this is like the crit equivalent, but the fact that it's not active until it crits basically is kind of a bummer. Because then you're just kind of hoping beyond hope that maybe you'll get lucky. Oh my, this list keeps getting longer. Oh my god. Gagnarath. Absorbs magical energy generated when foes are defeated, thus recovering MP when defeating enemies. Obviously useful for a lot of spellcasters. Maybe I'll grab a few of these. Yeah, I can have a bunch of those anyway. Vinculum stimulates the body's magical energy, reducing the amount of MP consumed when using combos. Also nice. We already have that. Freeze shield. It gives you a bit that gives you resistance against freeze. Sap shield, a bit that's resistance against sap. I don't know what what's an invisible magical energy bit? Huh. I don't know. Like, they all say that. All the shields say that, and I don't really know what to make of that weird language. It feels like you could just say that this activates Sap Shield in battle, boosting your resistance to sap. And that could be the whole description, but they spend a whole chunk of the description talking about an invisible magical energy bit, which makes me think that there's some sort of weird mechanic involving whatever a magical energy bit is. Like, does it generate physically into the battle, but invisibly so I can't see it? And can something interfere with it and remove it? Is the bit an object things can interact with? Is what you gotta be wondering. Otherwise, why talk about this bit as if it's gonna matter? Oh, bits. Activates Fire Bit in battle. Generates an invisible magical energy bit that increases power. So it's a bit if it's called a bit on its name if it increases the power of those skills. But it's called a shield when it reduces the damage of those skills. But in both cases, they talk about some kind of invisible magical energy bit, which I don't think necessarily matters. But it's a slightly distracting description. Oh my goodness, I've been scrolling for this long and we're not even halfway up. Oh man. Alright, I will say the number of Sprite Nights is slightly terrifying, considering that the game I don't think is very long. I predict that we'll get to somewhere in the vague territory of 30 episodes. And this is a huge list, as if we're playing like a 400-hour RPG. Because you would realistically never use the vast majority of these items, wouldn't you? I can't see how you would. Activates All Seeing Eye in battle, heightens the sentence, allows the bearers to read enemy attacks, and boosts evasion rate. Boosting the evasion rate is probably the only actual thing it does, and the rest of it's like adding drama and finesse to it. Berserk. Greatly boosts the user's attack, but also reduce the user's defense. So you can have Julian go into Berserk mode, where they kill faster, but get killed faster. So probably fun for clearing mobs, but probably really dangerous during boss fights. Barrier. Boosts the elemental resistance of a single target. The element to increase resistance against can be selected. Oh, you pick. So it's like those bits that reduce elemental damage, but you activate it, but you also get to pick it, which is more efficient for slot usage, because then you can have the specific slot used for the specific element. I mean, instead of having one slot dedicated to each element, or trying to predict the elements you're going to encounter later, you could just react to the elements you physically have seen, and do that with them. Whirlwind Blade. I figured it'd be a Niter attack, being a wind blade attack. Generates a whirlwind that sucks in all nearby foes, causing physical damage to all enemies near the user. Seems like the type of skill that might replace Cyclone entirely. Hard to say without trying it yet. Oh, it's a Niter skill. Whoops. Not Ender. Okay, never mind. It does not replace Cyclone, because it's not the same character. Enables use of tenacity. Grants the strength to endure any pain, preventing the user from being knocked out when reaching 0 hit points. That's nice. You have to use it, though. Oh. That's kind of a bummer. It's not a passive, like in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, that gives you a slight chance of not going down. It's, you have to activate it. And if you have to activate it, that seems incredibly situational, so I don't know if I'd ever actually get around to using it. Pinpoint. Inflicts more damage when striking a weakness. Physical damage around a target. Stone Slash. Physical damage to enemies near a target. Can inflict stone. This is a large number of attacks being added for one character that I haven't seen since the last time I was in this exact... I think we checked skills last time I was in this town. So I've done one dungeon, or 2 dungeons basically, and all these skills are already added in the meantime. I guess it pretty much dissuades any hint that perhaps Eterna or Julian will really be away from the party for any real chunk of time, because we're already buying more skills for them that weren't available before. Permanence for Eterna stalls the time flow of magical energy, extending the duration of status boosts for all allies near the target. That's nice. Very specific though, because it's also a command skill, so that means you have to use the buff, then use a skill that extends the buff, specifically, which also uses 50 MP, which is really expensive actually. I don't know if I'd use that necessarily in combat, as opposed to just reapplying buffs and not spending 50 energy to make buffs last long. Who knows how much longer. Play dead. Setsuna skill. The user feigns death, thus stopping enemies from attacking. Also raises accuracy rate and critical hit rate for the next turn. So yeah, if she gains aggro, she can hide for a moment. People will stop attacking her. Maybe, hopefully, switch to Niter or Ender or someone, or a Julian. And then our healer doesn't go down. Lightning too for Setsuna. Summons countless bolts of lightning that rain down from the sky, causing magical light damage to all enemies. Probably use that. I'd probably replace Lightning 1 with that. We're kind of crowded for slots, so replacing some of these lower rank spells with higher rank spells entirely is not a terrible idea. Lightning. Spark for Ender. Causes physical damage to all enemies near the target. The higher the SP is, the more damage. Also accumulates a lot of SP. Also kind of expensive to use. So if I use Spark, we can do heavy damage based on SP consumption. So if I can store a bunch of it up, we're good to go. Realization for Ender. Realization that he's dedicated himself to a journey that he never wanted to go on. Instantly fills the SP gauges of all allies near the target. Ooh. Increases the rate at which they accumulate SP. That's kind of a cool concept. For obvious reasons, considering so much of the game uses SP. Blade Wave, we have that one. Looking for we made it to the top of the list at long last. Holy cow. That's a big one. Gonna take a while to even process all the skills we found there. And interestingly, because it's based on selling items, you acquire all these Sprite Knights without really spending money. Which leaves me safe to buy more proper healing items instead, like these cabins.